Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Diablo 3. My name is Wilfred. So I'll be playing with my wife, doing some probably T16 kind of riff just to get a little bit of like a death breath and, who knows, some good loot as well. So we have both completed the season journey, which is the Guardian right now. It is rather straightforward for this season, for reason being, well, two things here. The conquest wasn't that hard. So that conquest that we have done was this is one of the easiest conquests to get to solo 75, given the fact that nowadays so many good kind of like affixes coming into all the various kind of gears, and the boundary is always being pushed from one season to another with all these mechanics that make you stronger. And this season is the season of Trion, with the kind of random buff here and there that you can stand there and pick up some of this buff, and I can talk a little bit about that in just a bit. Then of course, if you want to go for the 75, then you level them to 65, which is part of the journey anyway. And then you could pick up a couple of things here and there. If your class is really strong, you could go for a speed demon, which I was trying. I think I fall short a little bit here and there, but because my gear wasn't that great. But my wife and I have done the curses, which is one of the bounty called Cursed Pit, and that is easier. Well, I think if I were to do it alone, it probably could have been a little bit hard as a Archon. With the Via kind of like set, because Archon doesn't really have a big kind of area of damage that can cover the Cursed Pit kind of like a bounty area. So what happened to my wife and I is that midway through it, we knew that the speed wasn't that good, so we kind of like strategized, and she took care of one of it. She took care of one part of it, I took care of another part of it, and then together we sort of like make it work. We kill about 354 enemies before the counters get to zero. So we got it just fine. Another one is of course the boss mode. Boss mode is always very doable, so long as you have a group of 4 people that would kind of like, you need a little bit of planning beforehand, and kind of it's fun. If everybody know what they're doing, I kind of enjoy boss mode. It's one of those things that it's almost guaranteed. If you are having a character that can do T16, then boss mode in T10 is really not something that is too hard. So this season is pretty straightforward conquest wise. So I think in a sense, a lot of people manage to get to complete the journey, Guardian journey, quite easily. So I'm quite happy and quite pleased. But the season is not ending yet. I mean, there are different things that people can do differently. Some may want to roll a different character. I think what my wife and I would do is that we try to push this character as far as possible. By the way, this is the portrait frame of the Guardian, which is kind of nice. And what is it called? Every time there's a name against it, I always can't remember what it is called. So by the way, there's a pennant as well that you can earn from this season. There was no Guardian, kind of like a reward, unfortunately, for this particular season, but whatever. So the portrait frame itself is the Blood Shard, which is this season's theme of it. Blood Shard is the season of Trion. So yeah, that is about it. No pet pennant. So I guess the next one could be a pet reward, because it's always a rotation between wings, which was last season, the one that you see here. You have the pennant and the pet as well. But I guess what was the that we always have a lot of pet reward. I can't remember what was the season before the pet. It could be one of those things like a dragon, little dragon. I can't remember. I think this could be one of the pet that is in the season itself. But so that is it.
One, right?
Huh?
The Groot, old growth.
Yeah. Oh, really? The Groot, is it? Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. So last season was a pet and a wing. So for those who have played the last season, my wife just reminded me that there is a little plant somewhere, which is this one, Groot. She called it the Groot. She may not be wrong about it. So that was the last season's reward. I think the next season is going to be another pet. That just be my guess. So now just enough talking a little bit. Go and riff a little bit for you guys. And this is the T16, which is very much like a GR75 kind of like a thing, and the
still waiting.
So initially it's not really that fantastic. So we need a bit of like teamwork here. My wife will do a little bit as well. I'll do a little bit, and we will try to get as much down as possible. But usually it's not that straightforward. So now it's done, and it's the second phase. Phase 2 is to get as many stacks as possible. This little stack here, that is where we want to get a stack before the. And then I'll try to stand on the blue circle as well, because blue circle will help me. Ooh, wow! The blue circle will help me to get my Archon up, and then after that my Archon is up, and that's about it. I always kind of enjoy the normal Rift this day because of the T16 difficulty. It's not that easy, I would say, and it's rather rewarding as well. So it's yeah, something I do enjoy. Oh, by the way, so I try to get here to get a bit of like, ooh, I don't know where my wife is. Yup. This is the one that I can reset my Archon. And yep, so it's actually quite fun, season of Treon. So I think it does pay off to stand on some of these like Treon circles. And I always like builds that pretty fun. I've never played anything like this before. In Diablo, the kind of like I mean, I play quite a lot of classes, and this is something that is totally a little bit like different from what I usually play.
Still waiting. How does that feel?
Yeah, so that is the. Or maybe after this we'll do a bit of GR. I don't know, but I do want to do a bit of like death breath farming, and I always find that the normal Rift does have some reward as well, especially when you are trying to get the rest of the BIS item and so on. It does help. Now what I am farming for right now is this one here. I need the ancient version of this and ancient version of this, so I need a spare one. I can do a crafting out from it. So that is basically what I'm trying to do. And the just wish me luck. I so long as I get one of this spare one, I will be able to. Wow, hang on a sec. Whoa.
Still waiting.
So long as I get one of the spare one, I'll be able to try to craft something out from it. So I'll be trying my best to craft the ancient version of the weapon. That will make it more awesome, because right now the DPS is about 2 million. It's not that. Well, I mean, of course, you have to read it in conjunction with what the class does. So I don't really take all this number in mind. What it's supposed to do, but yeah. So blue one is always good, and for my class, so I can pop my Archon faster. So yeah, I mean, very very enjoyable. As you just like just observe the place, and it's very doable. You don't need to worry about being fragile like the Necromancer last season was a little bit too fragile for my liking. And this is nice. Now I'm out of the ooh, done. So that was my wife doing. I have no part in that. Yep. So let's see. Okay, so this is the part where you try to see if you have some really good loot, and then you use some blood shard to fill up the rest of the things that you don't have. So I would get orb. Who knows? You may have some, kind of like this ancient version of it. Then I'll take it. There'll be like at least one of the item is sorted. So it's nope and nope. Some of this you can just throw it away. And by the way, I'm trying to collect ancient that is non-set as well, because I would be able to try to do a Legacy of Dreams kind of build. It has been an unfinished business last season, so I'm just trying to see if I could do something about that as well, and it'll be fun. So we usually will just like go in for a while, then my wife will take her time, and whoever gets sorted will just do something first.
Still waiting.
Wow, this hurts. bees.
Need more time.
Yeah, the only thing is that at higher difficulties, it's always a bit harder to survive on some of these things without the Archon mode, without the buff that you have as well. So this is the buff that usually is quite good, and my Archon is up, and yeah.
Not ready yet.
So it was 19 stat, not ideal, but sometimes I just make do with what I have.
Need more time.
Yeah, it's not one of those maps that has a lot of enemies. So this build kind of like really shine if there's a lot of enemies. So this is a nice blue circle. Is nice because your cooldown reduction would then suddenly jumps up. But I do need the stacks though. I need the so-called the stacks for the right. So there's another enemy there. I need the stat for my next phase of it. So now it's 7. 7 is hardly enough. And that means that my Archon is not that powerful. And now that I'm like I don't have the non-Archon buff because it does have a cooldown reduction. Sorry, it does come off from the you know, the cooldown thing. So yeah, it does disappear. The buff is not like permanent. So. And so that's why I need to watch out. This buff here is the Archon buff. So this is the one that can somewhat protect you when you are not in the Archon kind of like a form, but you have to be careful. Don't let it fall off because otherwise your character become rather fragile. So I think I may run into that problem again because I don't have that buff as you can see there. So I just need to be a little bit careful. Now this is less ideal, the APS is not going to be fantastic, but the Season of Trion kind of like a purple circle would help in some sense. Yeah. So you see that it doesn't really one-shot anything here because my Archon is not empowered, so as to speak. So I have to be a little bit careful here. So now it's a matter of just closing the gap here and
Didn't see that coming, did you?
getting the stat 18. Ooh,
Not ready yet.
okay, 20. So that's it. Something here, and another mobs here. Now I'm pretty powerful because my Archon is being empowered with the, well, at least the with the buff here. Yeah.
Need more time.
So I think my wife is somewhere there. May have a mob somewhere, but I need to be careful a little bit and make sure that I get the buff up so that my Archon will be powerful. That's about it.
Still waiting. I am so
And it's so mobile. I mean, the mobility is pretty amazing for Archon. So yep, I was there to pick up loot and.
Not ready yet.
So nothing here. A bit of like this map is a bit annoying. Yeah, so I stand here a little bit. Just get my. Well, I mean, she has killed something over there, so I'm just going to get to her.
Still waiting.
Done. Yeah, it's quite a fair bit of like a death breath. That's nice. You see the counter here. I mean, you know, this counter here is going up and up, so that I become more powerful. The more I hit, the more I kill, and then I can do this thing here, and you know, continue to make myself more powerful with this buff here. And this blue one is nice. Just stand over there. So I mean, this season of Trion, I thought it was quite underwhelming, but you know, it's in fact rather fun, I would say. There you go. I mean, it's effective. I mean, you know, sometimes you stand on the we stand on the blue circle, it does mean something. All right, so yeah, that's about it. And going to return to town, see whether I got some good loot as well. You can see your partner as well, how well they are in terms of getting the buff and so on. So continue to try to get some of these orbs, and let's see whether I got something nice or not. I don't think there's anything nice. I can't recognize anything really good or fantastic here. I think the Scourge necklace is another one that could potentially be rather interesting here, because it's like a 9% kind of increase in damage, and that is quite a big deal. In fact, I could roll the intelligence out, but I'll lose the dominance passive. Maybe I should do that, see how this one goes. I think that would probably be one of the upgrade of mine. It's a stopgap, it's not ancient, but what I can do is that I could just re-roll the vitality into a socket, and it probably take a while for me to do that. Yeah, so well, I mean, this is really yummy. The thing is that if it had it been like like this one here would have, just want to demonstrate to you, this thing here would have like a massive increase from 9% to 24%. Can you imagine that? So yeah, so that was pretty massive, but unfortunately it's not enough fix I could keep. All right, so nothing to shout about here. I think all these are just standard stuff, so I'm not going to go through it in front of you guys here. Now this is quite a good build, by the way, for the DMO's build, which I am still keeping a set of items for DMO. I'm hoping that eventually I may DMO something. If I'm bored and want to do something different from Archon, then I may try out a DMO kind of build, but you never know. Who knows? Alright, so good luck with your season 18. Like I say, it's pretty straightforward. Just get on it and get a Guardian status. Bye.